Okay, great, thanks. We're very excited to be working with AIN. CMS is a wholesale central station. Since 1978, we have been providing high-quality monitoring nationwide. We are the largest wholesale monitoring company in the U.S., and we provide alarm monitoring for high-end installers and providers of intrusion, also environmental and life safety, security, medical, and industrial customers. So I'll go ahead and get started. We have 3 locations here in the U.S., Longwood, Florida, New Jersey, and then also in California. We are around 368 employees, and we are, as I mentioned, geographically pretty diverse, and with a national footprint, which is great. We monitor all of our statistics for our performance regarding inbound and outbound calls, our act times in both monitoring and in dealer support, which is very important when you're a central station business. Everyone asks, you know, because it changes day to day, what are your stats? What is going on? How are you preparing for this hurricane? So we do keep track of all that, so we are able to prepare in a proper way. So this is going to be a virtual tour just of our 3 locations. So this is our Manasquan location. It's our oldest location that's been with us for almost 3 decades. Not this exact location, but this footprint. And this is our bread and butter monitoring. It's what your bread and butter is too, I assume. We also house our IT support here as well. And then Longwood, Florida, which is smack dab in between our Orlando and the Daytona area, is a little suburb called Longwood. And we are right next to a pretty big hospital, so luckily we're on a priority power grid. And we house video monitoring, medical monitoring, environmental, IT, message center. We also do our QA here, which I'll talk about in a little bit more in a minute, and also our command center. So that is where one person is fully staffed, just basically managing activity between all 3 centers to make sure that your subscriber is getting the best and quickest response. And then finally, our 3rd location is in beautiful California, and we also obviously focus on residential IT support and dealer support, which is here, so it's great because we're open later for those of us on the East Coast. It's great to have that dealer support till 8 o'clock at night. So this is just a map of kind of how our virtual footprint is. Sorry, I'm battling a cold. So we do have the flexibility. We're able to shift our resources instantly, and it's really nice, especially with the ever-changing weather that we occur every day. So we are fully prepared. And every Wednesday, we practice this redundancy. Every Wednesday morning for about 4 hours, we will go on our backup generators. We will run this every single Wednesday. So there's never a blip on the radar, so that is our priority. We are on Mastermind automation, which is what we've been doing for about the last 5 years. We're incredibly happy with it. You can manipulate data. It gives us CMS Connect, which is our online portal. And we are also, if anyone's familiar with the Sonic Ring, where it's no point of failure, you have to have 2 clean cuts, and we're monitored by both AT&T and Verizon simultaneously. So our people really make the difference with regards to a service. I'm not selling a widget, I'm selling a service, and our people are who make us so great. So our management and staff have been with us for, on average, 8.3 years. I've been with CMS for almost going on 6 years, and I'm still considered a newbie. So that just goes to show what our company culture is. Dealer support is about 9 years. Monitoring is just over 4 years, which is incredible in the central station industry. Where turnover can be really tough, it's great that we're able to keep and maintain great people, because with any company, no matter if it's central station or you're with whatever you're doing, turnover can be really, really tough, especially when there's extensive training involved. So our training is usually about 4 to 5 weeks in the classroom. We do have a midterm and a final. And then once you graduate from that, you have to go on the floor, and everything for that week right out the floor is audited. It's double checked to make sure you did it right, as well as you have 5 different rep levels. So someone who's fresh new to monitoring, just got out of the class, got 95 on the final, they are not going to be handling a Berg account. They'll be handling what we call a low priority alarm. So they're going to be handling a supervised, like open closed account, or they'll be handling a low battery, something that is a lower priority, and then eventually, through sometimes years, they'll work their way up to what we call the top tier, which would be more consistent with commercial fire, video monitoring, things of that nature. So it's great because we do promote a career path for all of our customers, excuse me, for all our employees. And this are our services. Here you can see security monitoring. This is no surprise. Like I said before, it is our core business. Just as it is for most security companies, it's their core business. So we know this incredibly well, inside and out. Two-way voice is incredibly large segment of our two-way voice accounts is verified response. Opening and closing, environmental monitoring, we feel like we have that pretty much covered, as well as fire monitoring. Commercial fire, as we know, can be a completely different animal than burglary. So we do have dedicated receivers for commercial fire. NFPA guidelines are strictly followed. Excuse me, all 3 centers are obviously going to be UL listed with our receivers and our equipment and our operators. And we are in compliance with local AHJs, and we are very, very familiar with the local AHJs in certain areas. So we want to make sure that we comply with the guidelines, but also try to make that local AHJ as happy as possible, because we know how politics can be sometimes. Medical monitoring, definitely a growing segment. So medical monitoring, or PERS, as it's known, as Personal Emergency Response Systems. You know, baby boomers, they say in the next, I think, 2 years, it's going to be a huge rise in medical monitoring, but we've been seeing a growth for the past few years. And we have specially trained operators that will actually stay on the phone until help arrives. So we all know someone who is living alone. They need that autonomy, but they don't want to go to a home, and this gives them that capability. So we want to make sure that the son or daughter who is worried about their parent or grandparent is fully just confident in the monitoring that we do provide. So like I said, we do have a different skill level there, and it's more sensitivity training. So if you're used to the monotony of dispatching a Berg account and a fire account, and then you come across a PERS account, you want to have a little bit more sensitivity and patience, and you want to make sure that clientele is kind of a little bit more massaged and handheld through that. And we want to also let them know that we care. A lot of times people will say, I don't want to push my button because I don't want to bother anybody. So we always are just super dedicated to making sure they know we are here for you and anything we can do. And PERS is definitely, if you're not in the market yet, I would absolutely encourage that. Interactive services, they are huge right now with regards to attrition. I mean, we've seen study after study saying if you have an interactive app on your phone where you can arm and disarm your alarm panel, you will help your attrition tremendously. So this has been big, as I'm sure most dealers on the phone are currently doing interactive services. These are just a few of the services that we do support our third-party vendors. And then finally, video. So video is great because it provides verified response. And certain places in this country we know demand verified response, but a lot of our customers would love to have verified response. And so this gives us eyes and sometimes ears to what's going on at the premise. So we don't have a blind system. We're a blind system being a traditional alarm system. We're able to go through DVRs if we need to pull the actual camera view. We can utilize like VideoFide or iView Now, where there's a new DMP product. There's a tremendous number of different video products that our operators are able to go in and view, see what's going on, verify it false, or confirm that there's a true event. But if you verify it false, so obviously reduce false dispatches, and in turn reduce false alarms, which is a big issue everywhere in the country. So this way we're working with law enforcement because they will actually enforce a priority response with enhanced video. So we're working with law enforcement as an ally and not an enemy. So that's a really great thing for us industry-wide. And alarm communication, I don't think I'll be surprising anyone here by saying that POTS lines are going away. So we've only heard that for like a decade. So 2G radios are going away as well. So we work with a large number of GSM providers that are listed here, and you can see that they're all third-party providers that we definitely support and have for a very long time. And Message Center. So we offer Message Center, which is basically an answering service in-house. So for example, you roll your phones over to a traditional answering service that may also be an answering service for a doctor's office or a funeral home. And they basically take messages. But if it's in-house at the central station, it's going to be answered by a live operator, but we'll also deliver sales leads. And we can also hopefully reduce the calls coming to you after hours. If, for example, one of your subscribers calls us and says, you know, I have a blinking light on my panel, we're already there looking at the account, so we can say, well, that's a low battery. That's something that doesn't need to wake you up at 11 o'clock at night. That can probably wait till the next morning to schedule that service call. Or sales calls, a lot of times you'll roll your phones over at 5 o'clock at night. Well, people getting home at 5 maybe want to start looking for an alarm system, and then you miss that sales lead. So it's great to maintain your independence and still keep a schedule, but yet hopefully still get those leads that you might be missing otherwise. Dealer support is our backbone. If it's not put in correctly, our data from the get-go, it's not going to be clear when it comes to the monitoring station. And we kind of talked before about how our operators in monitoring are promoted within the company, and a lot of our monitoring reps will actually end up going to dealer support throughout their career at CMS. Our dealer support, the average tenure for a dealer support supervisor or trainer is 9 years, and dealer support manager averages about 19 years. So it's great to see you build relationships with our dealer support team. Our IT, our tech support is amazing. I can't speak more highly of them. We support most brands when it comes to IP or GSM, and you have the ability to call and troubleshoot or answer questions about what's going on the premise, or why is my GSM not communicating, or I mean, every single guy that's in our tech support, they have been out in the field. They've been where the techs have been before for a number of years, and so it's great to have that support inside as well. And along with that is our QA, which we perform more than 100 daily integrity checks, and we also listen to over 1,000 calls every month. Some of those are broken up within our management staff. For example, I myself have to listen to calls just to make sure that we are following every call up with my pleasure. We as CMS operators are, acknowledging the subscriber either by yes sir, yes ma'am, or their name. There's no slang. They're being clear and concise with their message and very polite. So we all are working together for that QA. Also with reporting, we're able to create an on-target report for our customers, which is a snapshot of the company's business relationship with us. And it can keep track of your attrition, alarm response, how many accounts you've added, how many accounts you've deleted. It's able to see kind of how you were this year compared to years prior. And it's a report that all of our dealers look forward to getting every winter that we run for them. And it's great, especially if you're wanting to compare, growth year over year. We do provide that material for you. And CMS Connect, I could have like 15 slides on CMS Connect, but I'm going to keep it short. So CMS Connect is our online portal, and it's where you go to manage your data in real time. So you have your entire account base on an iPhone app. Your techs can use it to put accounts on and off test. You can see your accounts in a map, so you know if you get lost, okay, this is where Mrs. Smith is and this is where I'm going. You're able to add and delete accounts. You're able to do all that in the palm of your hand on your Android or your iPhone device. Also, marketing materials. We do work with another company, a professional marketing group that will customize materials for you and use your company's logo. So that is always available as well. So what does it take to become a dealer with CMS? It's pretty simple. We just ask for a dealer application, which is incredibly standard, your name, address, phone number, how'd you hear from us, all that good stuff. A copy of your state license, assuming that it's mandated within that state, and a copy of your GL insurance certificate. So we do only work with licensed and insured. We are a wholesale, so we only work with alarm companies. So that's important for us to make that distinction there. And then, of course, a master alarm monitoring agreement, which is our agreement between us and the dealer. So I get questions all the time. Do I have to have my subscriber, meaning your customer, sign and return before the account goes live? Because I know that can hold some things up. And the answer is no. We are in contract with the alarm dealer, and the alarm dealer is in contract with their subscriber. So at no point do we have any ownership of that account. And business development, we have 4 reps out in the field, and you can kind of see them coded here. And then behind every single business development representative, you'll actually have an additional representative inside. And it's great because they're kind of like the go-to concierge type service. If you have a question, people are like, who do I call? They always call that either person. So you have a dedicated rep, and it's great because you really do build a relationship with that person. Now, of course, that's not going to be who you call to put an account on and off test, but this is an additional support that we do offer that is second to none when it comes to business development and support. And that is basically my presentation. So if there's any additional questions, I'd be happy to take them. And my contact info is below. So I hope to hear from some of the AIN dealers. And thank you so much again for inviting us.
Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions, you can type them in the chat box or raise your hand, and I will unmute your phone for you to ask the question directly. Karen, go ahead. I've unmuted your phone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Oh my gosh, it worked this time. No, Jackie, I just wanted to say that you're a great speaker, and your presentation was very clear and precise, and you did a great job. I really don't have a question.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Welcome.
Happy Friday Eve.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jackie.
Thank you. Have a great one. Thanks, everyone.
You do the same. Thank you.